Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep into AI today. More specifically, we're going to be talking about shot-based prompting. Have you heard about this?
I have, yeah.
So it's this thing, it's about how to get AI to understand like what you want, even if it's something really complicated.
Right.
It's like almost like you're giving it examples to like get it on the right track, you know?
Yes.
Kind of like a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
The source for our deep dive today is this article from OpenAPI Hub Community.
Okay.
And it's called Shot-Based Prompting, Zero Shot, One Shot, and Few Shot Prompting Explained.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So maybe you can explain this to us. What is this shot-based prompting all about?
So shot-based prompting is basically like you give AI models, like examples, okay?
Right.
So you can help them understand what you want.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of like, if you're teaching a child how to do something, you show them first how to do it, and then they can do it on their own.
Yeah, you give them some examples.
Exactly.
And then they start to learn. Right.
Exactly.
So why are those examples so important?
So the examples are important for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
First, they provide clarity so that the AI understands, your intent.
Okay.
What you want. And then second, they kind of guide the AI in terms of like the format and style that you're looking for in the output, right? So you're making sure that the AI understands what you want and how you want it.
Right.
And then finally, they actually facilitate learning. So the AI can kind of adapt to new situations and produce more accurate results.
So it's not just like giving it a command, it's like showing it exactly what you're looking for, like visually.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of just kind of throwing a vague request at the AI, you're giving it a set of guidelines to work with.
Okay, so we're setting it up for success so we can trust it more.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so the article also mentions that there are these different types of shot-based prompting.
Yeah.
So we've got zero shot and one shot and then few shot prompting.
Correct.
That sounds like kind of a spectrum, right?
You're right. It's like a spectrum of options. And each one has like a different level of guidance and complexity.
Okay.
So we can start with zero-shot prompting.
Yeah, let's start there.
Which is essentially you're giving the AI a task without any examples at all.
So you're just saying, hey, figure this out.
Exactly.
Do it.
And that works for very simple tasks where the AI already has a good understanding of the concept. Like, for example, if you ask it to write a haiku about the ocean, it might be able to do that without you having to give any examples.
Okay, so that makes sense for more straightforward things.
Yeah.
But what if we needed to do something more difficult?
Then that's where one-shot prompting comes in.
Okay.
So there you give the AI one example so it knows what you're looking for.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of like showing a chef a single recipe to follow. It helps the AI understand, the desired outcome, the style you're going for.
Oh, so it's like instead of saying bake a cake, it's like you give it a recipe card.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the article gives a good example of sentiment analysis. So you want the AI to kind of classify the sentiment of a sentence.
Okay.
So you could give it an example like, I absolutely love this product, positive.
Oh, okay.
And then you could ask it to like determine the sentiment of a different sentence, like the weather today was nice.
Okay, so you give it one example, and then it can kind of go from there.
Exactly.
What if it's really complicated, though?
Right.
And you need it to do something with lots of different nuances.
Right, and that's where few-shot prompting would be the best option.
Okay.
So instead of just one example, you actually provide the AI with multiple examples.
Okay.
And so you can really kind of illustrate all these different aspects of the task. It's like you're giving the AI a crash course in, a subject.
Oh, so it's like instead of giving it one recipe, it's like you're giving it a whole cookbook. Yeah.
Exactly. You give it a whole cookbook. And with few-shot prompting, you can give it all these different examples that can help it learn patterns and nuances more effectively.
Wow, that's cool.
And it can lead to like more accurate and sophisticated outputs. For example, the article talks about using this few-shot prompting to generate blog post ideas about healthy eating.
Okay.
So, you could provide it with a few specific examples, and then it would be able to come up with better ideas.
Wow, so you're shaping its understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm wondering if we have these three techniques, like how do we know which one to use?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Seems like it's really important to like choose the right one. Or...
Yeah. Choosing the right prompting technique is kind of like choosing the right tool for the job. And there's a few factors to consider when you're making that decision, right? So the first thing to consider is the complexity of the task you're asking it to do.
Okay.
Like, is it something simple, like translating a phrase?
Yeah.
Or is it something more complex, like writing a poem?
Right.
Or maybe summarizing like a really long document?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So for those more straightforward tasks, you might be able to get away with zero-shot prompting.
Okay.
But if it's something more intricate, then you're going to need to give it a bit more help.
Yeah, more guidance.
Right. So yeah, one shot or few shot would be better in those cases.
So it's like, if you're doing like a little repair, you could use like a simple hand tool.
Yeah,
But if you're doing a big renovation, then you need the big power tools.
exactly. And then the next thing to think about is the accuracy.
Okay.
How important is it that the AI gets it exactly right?
Right.
Because with zero-shot prompting, you're kind of leaving it up to chance.
Oh.
Because it doesn't have any examples to go off of, right?
So it could just totally miss the mark.
Yeah, it might.
Especially if it's something it hasn't seen before. Like if I was describing to you something that I wanted you to draw and you'd never seen it before, you might get it right.
Yeah.
Or you might just be totally off.
Totally off, yeah.
And so this is why those examples are so important.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like I'm showing you, okay, here's what I'm talking about.
Right, and one-shot prompting will usually give you better results than zero-shot.
Okay.
But to really get the best accuracy, you want to go with few-shot prompting.
Okay, and why is that?
Because you're giving it more information to work with.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're giving it more examples to learn from.
Gotcha.
So it's like you're giving it a deeper understanding of what you want.
So it's like if I was trying to get you to draw something,
Right.
and I gave you just one picture, you might be able to get it.
Yeah.
But if I gave you like 10 pictures from all these different angles, well,
Right.
you'd really know what I'm talking about.
I'd really get it, yeah.
So it's all about giving it like a clearer picture.
Exactly. And then the next thing to think about is how much control you want to have over the output.
Okay.
So with zero-shot prompting, you're basically just letting the AI do its thing,
Right.
giving it a lot of freedom.
Like surprise me.
Yeah, exactly. But with one-shot or few-shot, you're giving it more specific instructions.
Okay.
So you can make sure that it stays on track.
So it's like a zero shot is go wild, do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
But then few shot is like giving it blueprints.
Yeah.
You have to stick to the plan.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And then the last thing to consider is just efficiency.
Okay.
How much time and effort are you willing to put into this?
Right.
Because zero-shot prompting is obviously the fastest and easiest.
Because you're not doing anything.
Yeah, you're not giving any examples, right?
But with few shot prompting, you have to come up with all those examples. So that takes more time.
It does, yeah. And so sometimes you might just need a quick and easy answer.
Right. You don't have a lot of time.
Right.
But other times you might be willing to put in the work to get like a really perfect result.
Right.
So it's all about like what's right for the situation.
Exactly. And then I think, the article has some really cool real-world examples.
Yeah. Can we get into that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I'm really interested in like how this actually applies to stuff that we do every day.
Right. So let's say you're a blogger.
Right. Okay.
And you're trying to come up with ideas for your next post
Yeah.
about healthy eating.
I feel like I've been there.
Yeah, it can be tough sometimes.
Yeah.
So with zero-shot prompting, you might get some pretty generic suggestions,
Like what?
like the benefits of fruits and vegetables,
Okay. Yeah.
or like tips for maintaining a balanced diet,
Yeah. Yeah.
which, that's fine, but it's not super exciting.
No, it's not going to get me any clicks.
Right. But if you use one-shot prompting, you can give the AI a more specific example to work with.
Oh, okay.
So you could say something like, I want a blog post idea that's similar to 10 easy recipes for busy professionals,
Okay.
but I want it to be targeted towards college students who are trying to eat healthy on a budget.
Oh, okay. So I'm giving it an example, but with a twist.
Exactly. So you're giving it more guidance,
Yeah.
right?
I like that.
And then with few-shot prompting, you could take it even further.
Okay.
You could give the AI a few different examples that show like different approaches to healthy eating content.
Okay.
So you could give it like a personal anecdote about how you overcame picky eating habits, and then like a listicle of healthy snacks.
Okay.
And then maybe like a recipe roundup that focuses on budget-friendly meals.
Wow. So I'm giving it like a whole like mood board of like, this is my vibe.
Exactly. So you're giving the AI a much richer understanding of your preferences.
Yeah.
And then it can come up with something that's really unique and tailored to you.
Okay. So few shot prompting is like next level creativity.
Yeah, exactly. It can help you come up with things that you might never have thought of on your own.
Okay. So we've talked about content creation.
Yeah.
Can it be used for other stuff too?
Definitely. What about like planning a vacation?
Okay.
Something
yeah.
that's a little more complex.
Right.
So imagine you're going to Paris and you ask the AI to create a travel itinerary for you.
Okay.
And let's say you use zero-shot prompting.
Yeah.
So you just say, like, create a travel itinerary for a 3-day trip to Paris.
Okay.
And it might give you back, like, a list of the most popular attractions.
Right.
But it's not going to be very personalized.
Right. It's not going to be like what I want to do. It's just like the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, like the basic stuff.
Right.
But with one-shot prompting, you can start to give it more guidance.
Okay.
So let's say you give it an example itinerary from like a previous trip you took.
Okay.
So maybe you went to Tokyo for 4 days.
Yeah.
And you spent a lot of time like exploring different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And eating street food.
Yeah.
So you give the AI that itinerary and you're like, I want my Paris trip to be like this.
So it's like copy the vibe,
Yeah, exactly.
but with like Paris.
Right. So you're giving it like a starting point.
Yeah.
And it can adapt that to the new location.
Okay. So one-shot prompting is like personalized. And then few-shot prompting would be like hyper-personalized.
Yeah, exactly. So let's say you have like 2 different example itineraries.
Okay.
So maybe one is for like a cultural trip to Rome,
Okay.
where you visited a lot of museums and historical sites.
Yeah.
And then another one is for like a nature-focused trip to the Swiss Alps.
Okay.
And so you give the AI both of those,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, I want my Paris itinerary to be a combination of these 2.
Wow.
I want it to have the cultural richness of the Rome trip, but also the outdoor exploration of the Swiss Alps trip.
So I'm like teaching it about my travel style.
Yes.
By showing it what I've done before.
Right. And the more examples you give it, the better it's going to be able to understand what you want.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So this is cool. It's like we can have this much control over AI now.
Right.
But is this something that like the average person can really use?
Totally.
Or is it just for like techie people?
I think anyone can use this stuff.
Okay, so how?
Think about all the ways you use language every day, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like writing emails
Uh-huh.
or, posting on social media
Yeah.
or even just like brainstorming ideas for projects.
Yeah, sure.
All of that can be enhanced with shot-based prompting.
Okay.
It can make it so much easier and faster.
Okay, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around how I would actually use this in my life.
Yeah.
Can you give me like some specific examples?
Sure. So let's say you're writing a cover letter for a job
Okay.
and you're just like staring at the blank page, not knowing where to start.
Yeah, I hate that. It's the worst, right?
So instead of doing that, you could feed the AI some examples of cover letters that you really like,
Yeah.
that like resonated with you.
Right. Ones that you think were really effective.
Okay.
And then you could ask it to write one for you.
So it's like taking inspiration from those.
Yeah, but it's more than just inspiration.
Okay.
It's like it's actually learning from those examples.
And it can use that knowledge to write something that's tailored to you and the specific job you're applying for.
So it's kind of like having a writing coach.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's AI,
Exactly.
so it's like way cheaper.
Yeah, and it's available 24/7.
Oh, that's true. So it's not just for cover letters, right?
Right. You could use it for anything you're writing,
Like what?
like emails, presentations, even like a novel.
Oh, wow.
If you're working on a book, you could give it some examples of your favorite authors,
Okay.
and it could help you write in a similar style.
That's crazy. So I could write a book that sounds like Stephen King.
Yeah, potentially.
So.
And it's not just for writing.
What else?
You could use it for research, too.
Okay, yeah, that's something I do a lot.
So if you're working on a research paper, you could feed the AI some examples of papers that you think are really well written.
Okay.
And it could help you create an outline or even write a first draft for you.
Oh, that would save so much time.
Yeah, it could really speed up the process.
And this could be used for anything where you need to like present information clearly, right?
Absolutely.
Like if I was doing a business proposal
Yeah.
or like a marketing campaign.
Exactly. You could use it for any kind of persuasive writing.
And what about creative stuff?
Oh, yeah. The possibilities there are endless.
Like what?
Like, you could give it examples of your favorite songs.
Yeah.
And it could help you write a song in a similar style.
Wow.
Or you could give it examples of artwork you like.
Okay.
And it could generate a unique image based on those influences.
That's really trippy.
It is. It's like AI is becoming a creative partner.
It is, yeah. It's not just like a tool anymore.
Right. It's more collaborative.
That's awesome.
And as AI keeps getting better, I think you're going to see even more amazing applications for shot-based prompting.
So I don't have to be like a coder
Yo, not at all.
to use this stuff.
Right.
It's like anyone can do it.
Yeah, as long as you understand the basics of shot-based prompting, you can use it to improve your life in so many ways.
So I just need to like choose the right techniques
Exactly.
for whatever I'm doing.
And then just give it some good examples.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff.
It is. It's kind of scary too.
Yeah, it can be.
It's like, what can't AI do at this point?
I know, it's moving so fast.
But it's also really exciting.
It is. It's like we're living in the future.
We are. Well, this has been a really fascinating deep dive.
I agree.
Thank you for taking us into the world of shot-based prompting.
You're welcome.
I hope everyone listening has learned something new.
I hope so too.
And maybe you can even try out some of these techniques in your own life.
Yeah, definitely. Experiment with it. Have fun.
Yeah, because it's really cool.
It is. It's like having a superpower.
It is, yeah. Until next time, keep exploring
Keep learning.
and keep diving deep.